What's up, Dip Nation? It's podcast time in Austin, Texas. My name is David. I'm going to host today. We got a big show. We're going to do a little golf, a little basketball,
Puck.
take a look at some puck, maybe some American Gladiators documentary talk. It's going to be a good one. Joining me in studio today, it's Dillon Shivery.
I've come down with a case of puck fever, Dave.
Yeah, you brought the t-shirt out.
My Vegas night swag. It says all night long on it. Get it? Very excited for puck. Game 2 tonight. I want to talk more about it in a bit.
You were glued to game 1, man. You were like, dude, I can't leave. The fucking game's on.
Yeah, game 1 was on during the Brett Merriman birthday party out at Ski Shores on Lake Austin. So just getting updates here and there. College baseball was on in lieu of Stanley Cup finals. Not my decision, but
Harbs had him change it. Harbs is having a moment right now.
he did. That's
People
right.
are like, who the fuck's Harbs?
Yeah.
If you don't know about Harbs, I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah.
Here's a guy you should know. We got Hat Brothers today, by the way.
Brothers.
It's KJ Ellis live in Wisconsin.
So, dude, happy to be here. Thrilled to be here, in fact. Happy to be matching hats. But I would say that's where the similarities stop, even though they were both wearing gray shirts. 3 of us, in fact. One of us is wearing what you would call a normal sleeve. The other is wearing what you would call a sleepover sleeve. I will let you decide which of the 2 of us that is.
Sleepover sleeve? That sounds like...
Well, let's hold those arms out to the side and see if you've got a little Arby's t-shirt effect going. Tad bit.
Yeah,
America will
look.
will
This
side with
T-shirt
me.
was purchased from, I don't remember, some fan site. I mean, it's not the best quality T-shirt, KJ, but
You got Gildan?
I'm just trying to rep my Knights. I don't think it's a Gildan, but
Why is it a sleepover shirt?
yeah, who you having over?
I don't know, and I don't know what's going on with my lighting here. I'm just overthinking it. But when I first saw it, it had a little bit of the Arby's polo effect going. But now that Dillon, shows off those arms a little bit, I kind of walked that back a bit.
Is that just a more appropriate way of saying Shacker shirt? That was definitely a thing at one point.
Shaka.
There you go.
God, Dave used to
I
lose
didn't
so
think
many of
about
his
that.
shirts to Shackers.
Dude, I was just tired of it, man.
Yeah, he lost like 40 shirts one semester, I remember.
Yeah. That's
So
why I just
sick.
stopped wearing shirts altogether.
Mm-hmm.
Remember that semester where I was shirtless?
Yeah.
It was a good time.
Shacker shirt.
Shaka.
Give me my
I
shirt
took
back.
his formal shirt.
Oh my god, his date dash shirt. They went with the Coyotes.
Yeah, I bet that she's still on my shirt.
I hate those bitches.
Anyway,
I know.
Mom turned
that's
it into
good.
a quilt, though.
hey, go follow us on social media. I'm talking to you 2 specifically. I noticed that KJ, you and neither you nor Dillon followed Too Much Dip on Instagram and Twitter.
And it's totally inaccurate.
You're right. I'm just trying to create some buzz. Go follow them. They're good social accounts. Twitter's popping. The IG's popping. Trending up. You got to love it. What else? Oh, follow our YouTube. We got a YouTube channel. Randy posts what are they called over there, Randy? Shorts?
They're called YouTube Shorts.
Yeah, we
Very
got some. We
sick.
got one that has like over 3.5 million views because people are like, "Wow, this is insane MMA commentary."
Dylan
Can
did it
I
again.
throw another little socials update real quick?
Please do.
Because our YouTube is popping as it is. For those of you that are out there with children, I've always been a big supporter of YouTube Premium. This is, hashtag non-spawn. But with YouTube Premium, you get access to YouTube Music for free, which is just their Apple Music, whatever, Spotify, all those good things. Up until recently, that did not include access to podcasts. As you all know, you can watch this podcast on the YouTube. You can watch this podcast on your YouTube Music app. So if you're like me and you're tired of your Spotify Wrapped being absolutely dominated by, I don't know, Raffi and super simple songs for your kids,
Bangers though.
I've got a whole separate app going just for music and now for my podcast too. Check out Too Much Dip there.
I thought your Spotify rap was like the Jordan Peterson podcast.
I was like top 2% once, both for I think Nathaniel Rateliff and then Kitty, the new rock band, all female rock band, famous for Spit.
Okay. I am not
Both
familiar.
acts.
I don't know what to do with that information.
You don't want to listen to it. It's not good. It's like a female Slipknot, except for they didn't wear masks.
Spit on it.
Is it like Pussy Riot? Remember Pussy Riot?
Definitely all masked up.
They were jailed. Dillon, they were jailed by the oppressive regime in Russia.
Correct.
Wow. That's wild.
Oh, I guess that's not a big deal. Cool. Political prisoners are cool.
No,
Is that what you're saying?
I don't know the context of that story, so I'm just
Which
gonna-
story specifically?
I don't know, David. I'm here to talk fucking puck. All right.
Well, we're not doing that for a while,
You
so you're gonna have to just sit
fucking
there.
silly son
Hey,
of a
sit there,
bitch.
shut up, look cute, and let's talk Hov. And Hov, I mean Hove. Victor Hovland. Hovland.
Okay.
It's confusing because I have to call him Hove, but it's Hovland. That's how they all pronounce it. Doesn't matter. He's my number one right now. I've liked him for a long time, and a lot of it was just like his vibes. He's just a very happy guy from Norway. But he got it done yesterday.
Got a dub.
Got it done in Memorial. Muirfield Village.
Took a playoff hole.
Took a playoff hole. Came back from a few down. We don't have to talk about it too much. I don't know how dialed y'all were on this event. None at all. KJ notes off camera.
I watched the last few holes, and
Yeah.
there is something I would like, some commentary I would like to add.
Okay.
I have a little rub with Jim Nantz.
Is it his pride read he did for CBS?
No,
Okay, because
It
he
is not.
Is it
Wasn't
his
real-
barefoot walk?
there's something about golf that has started to bother me lately, and it is how some people, and it's mostly the old heads, who are just so obsessed with like golf lore, golf legends, like the Mr. Palmer and the
Yes.
Mr. Nicholas.
Mr. Nicholas. Yes.
So Hovland wins, right? And I don't know how much he won, several $1 million.
I think it
a
was
lot
over 3.
of money.
But after taxes though, not that much.
And he's walking off the green, and he's greeted by Jack Nicklaus,
Mr. Nicholas.
and there's a shot of him shaking Nicklaus's hand, and Jim Nantz said something that it made me just cringe so fucking hard. He goes, "Sometimes it's about the hands you shake at the end, and not about the money." And I'm sitting here thinking, "There's no fucking way that's true." First of all, this guy just made several $1 million, a pretty big deal. He got a huge victory. How many wins is this for Hovland?
It's his 3rd or 4th win, but definitely his biggest win.
A huge win for Hovland, right?
A win for the ages.
He's probably met Jack Nicklaus 30 times already. It's cool. But like, shut up.
He calls him Jack, by the way.
Yeah.
I don't know if you caught that little part.
And there was in the post-tournament press conference, Nicklaus is sitting there, and it's like, how big a deal is Jack Nicklaus in Norway? And he's like, I'm not gonna lie, not many people know who you are. We're a ski country. Like, we don't really play much golf there. It's not about shaking that guy's hand, Jim.
But
It's
it
about
might-
it's
but
about
it kind
his,
of
it's
is.
about his career and his livelihood.
That was
So annoying.
he's gone to that well before, and it's mainly to slight the Live Tour, because like it's just some things are bigger than money, like shaking Jack's hand for probably, I imagine, probably the 25th time that
Yeah.
Vic's
Yeah.
shaking Jack's hand. I don't know.
He's not
That
gonna look
weekend,
back on
I
this.
think Denny McCarthy also shook his hand.
Yeah, he's not gonna look back on this tournament fondly, like, oh, the time I
Straight
I
up,
won and got to shake Jack Nicklaus's hand. Nah, he's
straight up, a
still
lot
today.
of people have shaken his hand.
Yeah.
KJ,
Couldn't agree more.
cool.
Yeah. I will add 2 things really quickly. If you look at Victor Hovland's wiki page, I know that he went to Oklahoma State, and maybe it's true that he still lives in Stillwater, but what an absolute, I don't know, step down from growing up in Oslo, Norway, one of the most beautiful cities this
Okay.
entire planet has to offer, to celebrating your 5 Eskimo Joes. That's all I have to say.
Stillwater's a great college town. It's the kind of the Lubbock of Oklahoma, if in fact there is such a thing.
It's the worst thing you could say about a state.
Right? People who went to school there love it. That's all you can really say. No offense.
All you
No
old
offense.
heads out there.
Go Pokes.
I won't play the audio, but Jack did CBS. It is Pride Month, so shout out to our listeners celebrating Pride Month. But Jim Nantz did a Pride read for CBS, And it was the most, I mean, Jim Nance is already fairly low energy. Not sure how into it he was.
He didn't crush it.
No, I believe KJ in the group text I sent it to noted the pause, the pregnant pause. It was just the transition was so awkward to going back to golf. All right, Jim.
The LGBT plus. I don't. Maybe he said Q plus.
He got it right, but he
It is a mouthful.
He didn't
to
mess
get all the
anything up,
letters
but
in
you
there.
could tell that he was like, okay.
yeah,
I
it
got
was.
done. Like he applied his golf like approach to a
He did.
basic read.
He golfed
like,
it.
You know.
You're right, he did. Did you see our guy Young Hove caddying at the U.S. Open qualifier for his college teammate today? Hours after winning. That's dope, man.
I respect that.
He's
I
been on a
respect that.
heater. He obviously was in the final group at the PGA 3 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago. Was in contention last week and off a dub, and he's doing that. He's just a lovable guy. I like him.
Did he lose their fantasy football league or something?
No, probably not. Well, maybe. I kind of like that. That's not a terrible thought. God, I bet he sucks at fantasy.
Why you say that?
Vic, I don't know. He's just from Norway. I feel like he didn't.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Let's save that for any future golfer interviews that are done. Maybe you just ask them, who do you think would be the worst fantasy football player on tour? And they'll, of course, go to like Hideki Matsuyama or something like that. But I want specifics.
Well, anytime we get any kind of access from the tour, or it's a match play or whatever, and we always float out like maybe we can get some interviews, we can get some guys on. Hove's always the first. You want Hove? I want Hove personally, selfishly, but maybe one day.
You got a fat ass man crush on that dude, don't you?
Why don't you just calm down? Can you just let somebody get excited for something? I don't know why you're such a buzzkill. Got your fucking Knights winning the cup already? God.
You need to stop putting that out there. I'm sick of your shit. I didn't say anything about
I'm
that.
already pre-congratulating
They took
you.
game one of a 7-game series.
Their
David.
goaltender's standing on his freaking head.
Yeah, he's fucking sick. He's
Yes.
playing out of his fucking mind right now.
He
I
really
get
is.
it.
He's not gonna lose another one.
Oh man, Aiden just putting it down.
Hey, we gotta talk NBA. And
The fuck
because
is happening?
there's a lot going on there. And I think we'd be doing a great disservice to the teams that are in the finals if we didn't talk about LeBron.
Dave was made aware earlier that
Mid-pod.
LeBron in Dallas. Wait, LeBron in Dallas, something like
LeBron
that.
to Dallas.
LeBron to Dallas was trending on Twitter.com, which I brought to your attention.
You did. I was so flustered because I was like, Will was looking at me. What you could see, Will was like, "Don't you dare fucking go look at Twitter." But I was like, I kind of got to know what's going on. Yeah. So Shams was reporting that Kyrie is making a pitch to LeBron to come to Dallas. You might be saying to yourself, well, how's that even possible? Well, it's really not. It's fucking not. For a number of reasons. One being LeBron's not a free agent. This would require LeBron to get bought out by the Lakers. Don't know why they would do that. And also the Mavs do not have the trade assets. They don't. They've got the 10th pick. And anybody that's not Luka, you're going to have to pretty much mortgage the entire team.
But how much is LeBron? What's his value at this point?
A 38, 39-year-old, he'll be 39.
Because his value is his name more than anything else at this point, right?
His value is probably like a $500 million and
Yeah,
an annual
true.
like sales.
Right, which is obviously not a small thing. but
After taxes, though.
Yeah.
it's
not that much.
It's not an on-court play.
I understand what
I
you're
mean, he's not that he's useless on the court. Obviously, he's still.
If he's your third best player,
No, it's
then
great, sure.
that's pretty filthy. How the thing is, there's less than like a 5%. There's no chance. This is not happening. I don't know why this is getting dropped right now.
Don't you think he has the what's the word I'm looking for? He can, if he wants to be traded somewhere at this point, he can pretty much make it happen. He has that kind of sway, I think, because he's LeBron James. He's at the end of his career.
I mean, if there's anyone who can, move the chess pieces and do that, it's him. But it doesn't make any sense. And as a Maverick fan, I get 1 year, 1 or 2 years of LeBron with Luka and Kyrie. And who are you going to put around him? I mean, like, what's the cap space looking like there? Not good.
He's 35% of the cap right now for the Lakers. Presumably would be with Luka as well. So you've got two guys
With
at
him
60 or 70% of your cap.
I
And
mean-
with Kyrie, you're signing again veteran minimums who want to play there for $1 million because I think they're getting a ring.
That always works. Historically, that's always worked in the NBA. No, it is funny because, Kyrie is a free agent. So he could conceivably, if they wanted him, go sign in LA. Now, I don't think they really want anything to do with that.
You don't want Kyrie back in Dallas, do you?
Yeah, I don't mind it.
Hmm.
I think he gets a lot of unfair. He got a lot of unfair blame toward the end of the season, but
Yeah.
it's okay.
right.
No, but he has a lot of baggage. You're right about that. I get it. All right, I guess we'll talk about the finals. This is a great NBA finals.
I'm so excited that Miami won game 2.
I'm pulling for the Nugs. However, I was a little worried after game 1. I had a little knee-jerk reaction. We've all been there. And I was like,
I think we all did.
This is 5 games. I'm like, oh, fucking, this is
That seemed to be the prevailing sentiment among sports fans everywhere. I was on board with this. Like, Denver's just too good. Miami, like, they've done great to get to this point. They're kind of playing with like found money at this point, seemingly. But Jimmy Butler and crew, they just refuse to go away.
and they're gonna get Tyler Hero back.
They're very gritty.
Tyler Hero coming back to save the day, KJ.
Eric Spoelstra, Jimmy Butler, like there's not enough that can be said. They can get swept the rest of the way, lose this series 4-1. And I think everyone still has to respect what the Heat have done in the finals, like winning the game that they just did, the way they did, like convincingly. Had they lost that game, it would have been one of those that you forget about, oh, well, they fought real hard, but they shouldn't have been in it anyway. Like you would start to look at, oh, well, Denver missed a lot of shots. Jokic put up 41. That was a Denver win. Like the narrative would have flipped so much going down 2-0 to 1-1 here. I've enjoyed nothing more than watching how Bam Adebayo's handling this series. He's just outsized in every way, but I don't think he's getting dirty or chippy or discouraged or trying to do too much. He's just not accepting it, but like doing the best he absolutely can and doing everything he can to make to compensate, like being outmatched physically by Jokic. And that's just really, really exciting to watch.
Jokic a little flustered, lost his cool a little bit. Didn't like some of the calls. Maybe something's going on there. Maybe he's getting a little too much dip on his chip, right? Nah, he'll be fine. But he's got some all-time reactions. Like I've got a number of memes loaded up, potential memes of just Jokic reacting to what he thinks are bad foul calls.
What do you make of the stat that says when he scores 40 plus, they lose every game? Which is, I think they're like, and I don't remember what it is in the playoffs when he scores
5 or
40
6
plus. Yeah.
4 or 5 maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean that means his other guys aren't contributing. He only had 4 assists last night. That's a problem because Michael Porter Jr., Jamal Murray, those guys, they're not hitting their shots, then it's just the Jokic show. That's a problem. I guess I didn't realize it was 0 for 5? 0 and 5
Something
in the
like
playoffs?
that. I know they haven't won. I think that's just playoff games they're talking about when he has scored 40 plus.
Do you guys think it's a good strategy to say he gets to 39 points? Just start, either pull him or just
Pass
say
him
you
every
can't
time.
shoot, dude.
Probably, you can't tell that guy not to score if given the chance.
Okay.
The scoring is very helpful when you're trying to win games.
Michael Porter's out there swatting it out his hand.
Yeah. Okay, put differently. If you're the Heat and he's got 39 points, do you just start fouling him? Put him on the line, be like, I dare you. I fucking dare you,
I don't
dude.
think that's going to work all the time. But, it's something to think about for sure. Dave.
Okay, look, I'm not, again, This is not financial advice. This is certainly not legal advice. This is not coaching advice, but there could be something there. Dillon's deep in the fucking stats. What do you want?
Cowboys,
Basketball reference?
They flashed it on the screen last
It's
night.
a great stat.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. It's the first I'm hearing of it.
Mm-hmm.
It is a very Cowboys. The Cowboys win 80% of their games when Zeke gets 25 carries or more. Type stat. Like you just need a pop up that goes things that make you go Like that's what they need to throw that up on the screen as, not as, hey, this is advice to take to the bank.
I would love that. Some are saying that Jaw's not going to live, but for maybe 5 more years, per Stephen A. Smith.
Yeah.
Some have said that.
I am so anxious.
They're worried.
I'm so anxious to see what this report's going to say about what the findings that they couldn't release during the finals.
You can't have anything take any attention away from your NBA Finals, your biggest product. How about your biggest player in a impossible trade to Dallas? Maybe that, but you can't have Jaw too. Yes, he's waiting. The very very courageous Adam Silver, waiting to release the Jaw findings, and let's just say the results might shock you.
I'm expecting something really terrible. It sounds like full season suspension kind of stuff. I mean, it sounds bad. It's pure speculation, but why else would he? I mean, it sounded so just ominous the way he presented that.
It really did. It almost made it worse.
Like, what could it be? Like he's running a prostitution ring? I mean, what? Like, how bad could this be?
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Well, it's not, ridiculous to say, but let's think of what the biggest scandal short of, Anthony Hernandez?
Aaron
Hernandez.
Like Michael Vick.
Short of Aaron Hernandez.
Michael Vick was huge.
Yeah. Michael Vick.
Dog fighting.
Um,
I'm expecting
gambling,
something like that.
Like, I don't know. I don't think we've had any like prostitution rings, but that would be awesome.
They don't give rings for
story.
that. You don't get a ring for that. Thank you.
I'm
for
not
that.
pro trafficking, but I think it's, interesting. As long as it's not gambling, I will be so just annoyed if that's the big bomb, just because of kind of it unravels the whole like hypocritical discussions, and depending on how extensive it is, like I don't care to see that. But if we do find out like he's got burner accounts where he's just been keeping it real online or something like that, since that's what the NBA is into right now, I could deal with some like Tiger Woods voicemails. I'm down for that.
Man. Yeah, now that we're talking through this, it's if his actual goal was to take or keep the attention on the NBA Finals, then he failed miserably.
Yeah.
Because we're not the only ones talking about this. Like this
He
is
ran
this
a trailer.
That's why I'm expecting it to be a huge bombshell.
man. Sheesh. I don't know. Was there a rumor about a prostitution ring?
No, I'm just
Okay.
thinking like big picture stuff. Like if it's so bad that he couldn't share it with us, it's got to be something. Just
It's like the Epstein flight logs.
like I don't know.
It's a lot like that.
Like he's selling weapons.
We still don't know. He's selling weapons
to
to
Syria. I don't know. I mean, if it's is it gun related? Because that's the two.
like war
The two
dogs.
infractions so far have been gun related. So is it that? Or is
Dude,
it something-
that would be.
You know what I mean?
That would be kind of depending on who he's selling the guns to. That's kind of sick.
He's pushing weapons to. Anyway, I don't know. I just
KJ,
He's insulting the American Academy of Pediatrics. Like, well, how bad can this be?
that's you, man.
It's like a joke for like 4. I don't know. I would like to see if maybe Ja's like the only person still holding NBA NFT cards, and that's the problem. Like they didn't want to say he's like over leveraged.
He's not. There's a guy about 16 feet away from us right now that is holding a couple. One of them, a Bam Adebayo, might be. He could probably get he probably went from getting pennies on the dollar to maybe nickels on the dollar. Just saying. Bam, he's in the
possible.
finals. He's balling in the finals. What are you going to do, man? Dillon.
Davey boy.
What if I told you don't have to choose between better hair growth and your health?
I would say I know exactly what you're talking about because I've been taking Nutrafol for quite a while now.
You're, of course, talking about Nutrafol, the holistic solution for men that promotes both healthier hair and whole body wellness, KJ.
Mhm.
How about that? Get ahead of thinning
Love it.
hair with Nutrafol's whole body approach to hair growth. No drugs, no compromises. It's the #1 dermatologist recommended hair growth supplement, clinically shown to improve your hair growth, thickness, and visible scalp coverage. Nutrafol's hair growth nutraceuticals go beyond genetics to multi-target the root causes of thinning, including stress, hormones, nutrition, metabolism, aging, and lifestyle throughout your whole body health. It's the key here. Physician formulated using natural medical grade ingredients. Nutrafol's drug-free, patented technology provides consistent, reliable results without compromising your sexual health. That's a big one. Not naming names, but there's some stuff out there that people are taking, dudes are taking to, stop that. And it can affect your sexual health in a bad way.
Not only does Nutrafol not affect your sexual health in a negative way, it does quite the opposite, David.
Guys hornier than ever. Just
I didn't
saying.
say
It's a
it.
Dillon anecdote.
I didn't say it. You said it.
Dillon, in a clinical study, men showed progressive improvement in hair growth and thickness after 3 and 6 months. Nutrafol is also trusted and recommended by more than 3,000 top doctors. I take it when I walk in my dermatologist. They're selling it. Dillon, you're taking it. KJ, you're taking it. Everybody's got thick hair. Mine's coming back, baby. I am noticing a little bit of my barber did say, this one little area looking good.
Dude, don't call it a comeback.
You talking about my hair?
Yeah.
Okay, I won't.
You've been doing it for years.
I haven't. I was balding significantly in my 20s,
Okay.
but didn't have Nutrafol back then. You can grow thicker, healthier hair and support our show by going to Nutrafol.com and entering the promo code DIP, DIP, to save $10 off your first month's subscription. This offer is only available to U.S. customers for a limited time, plus free shipping on every order. Get $10 off at Nutrafol.com, spelled Nutrafol.com. Promo code DIP. Tell us about your nights, dude. Skating the cup, potentially.
This is my second go round when watching my team play in the Stanley Cup finals.
Y'all are, dude, expansion teams in the NHL are the trust fund kids of sports world.
Okay.
Okay, go ahead.
Well, we got Eichel in the offseason.
It's a great pickup. Did he get a goal? I should know that. We actually did watch a lot of this game.
Oh, dude, I was too busy hammering frozen margs at ski shores to
Facts.
notice.
So I watched you do it, man.
Yeah.
You were really drunk, man.
No, I wasn't.
You kept hugging me. I was like, all right, dude, we
Love
get
you,
it. You won
man.
the cup.
Sorry about your stars, bro.
Hey, man, just letting you know I didn't wear the shirt because I didn't want to make you mad.
Yeah. Yeah, we're up 1-0, man. Game 2 or still in Vegas, I should say.
Correct.
Yeah. I don't have a ton to add. I'm just excited about it, man. I'm just excited. Putting pucks on net. Boys are skating, they're dumping, they're chasing.
Are you excited about the potential for free lap dances for life as an incentive? For
I
the
saw
United?
that. These stories pop up every now and then, and they're
Oh, yeah, they
they're
do.
so lame.
They pop up.
They're so
Little
lame.
tents pitched.
It's just a PR play. They're trying to get.
It
their
sounds
name
like it's
out
a
there.
P play.
They're trying to get their names out there. These guys can afford a lap dance if they want to go to a strip club. I'm sure. But yeah, good for them. Larry Flint's Hustler Club in Vegas, Dave.
I don't think that's one of the good ones. Let me just tell you. I don't think I've ever been. I've been to the New Orleans one, and I can tell you, you don't want to go there.
Have you been to the Spearmint Rhino in Vegas?
I
have.
Yeah, I have.
I have too.
I have.
It's something.
This was about a long time ago, back when I was really balding.
One of the more impressive things about it, and I went there for research only, people. I didn't go there to get my rocks off. I mean, all right, just it's a place you got to stop in.
You saying he didn't go there to cum?
The ratio of like a dancer to patron was 1-to-1. They were everywhere.
Do you think they class it up and call them patrons?
I don't know.
And there she is, Candy to the stage. It's Jim Nance, Strip Club Jim Nance. It's a new character. Dancing now.
Yeah, they're offered platinum VIP membership access and free lap dances for life in hopes of a championship win. It's a little added motivation.
Boy, you could really. That's a. I think you should leave sketch if you have
Just-
free lap dances for life.
Just never leaves.
He's like, all right, dude.
He retires because he's spending all this time in there.
He's there every day.
Mm-hmm.
You got called up from the AHL just in time. You're out of the league by next year, but you're definitely not there for nothing.
You serious?
He did a nut and play.
This guy gave a firsthand story that he wasn't there to bust a nut. He was just there for research. I'm just telling a story potentially about a guy who definitely is there.
I actually went with my my ex-wife at the time. Well, she was my wife then. So we went together. Just we were
okay.
We wanted to
ladies
see it.
as pimps too.
Yeah, we wanted to see it.
Was this the joint bachelorette party?
No. Well, no. Come on, David. I wouldn't do that.
I don't know. I'm asking.
I've attended one gentleman's club, story time real quick, whatever, with a female friend of mine who decided at one point to stand up, go to the restroom. I continue listening to the music, definitely not watching the dancers while she was in the restroom. Couple minutes go by and I see a security guard kind of knocking on the door of the restroom. Turns out she locked herself in there because she projectile vomited all around that restroom. Whatever drink they had made for her there was not great. I later also was not in a very good tum-tum mood. So we'll not be going back to Gentlemen's Club just south of the DFW airport.
Jeez, man. It's quite a story. I can't say I've ever thrown up in the strip club bathroom. Seriously, though, the most iconic photo from the Stanley Cup playoffs, that save, Aiden Hill, that was sick. We were watching that at the bar, and I go, dude, look at this.
It was sick. It also looked like the easiest rebound putback I'd ever seen in my life, but the guy just didn't go for it. It was strange.
It didn't. You got to think he'd like to elevate that one a little bit more.
It's like he thought. He was so confident it was going, and he started to skate off instead of just stay there for the putback. I don't know the terminology, guys. I'm new to hockey, but still, he should have put that one back home. But yeah, 5'2". Love it.
He's only 5'2".
Mm-hmm.
That's not true at all. Well, Dillon, I'm happy for you, man.
See if we can keep it going.
You got your Arby's shirt or whatever KJ said.
Shacker shirt. You're ready, man. I gotta say, Brett had all of his hockey buddies at his birthday, and we did talk a lot of stars. And the more I reflect upon this season, I'm thinking we really, really goofed up not winning because I think this is probably the most gettable year, as the best team famously from the regular season was eliminated by the Panthers. And you just don't know how it's going to line up going forward. But man, got a feeling they're going to be thinking about this one for a long, long time. I'm sorry, Dave.
That's okay. I'm over it, dude. Like I said, I don't even want to talk about it. You know what I do want to talk about?
Tell me.
American Gladiators.
Okay. Let's hit this. How much, I guess I don't want to out you off top, but I don't want to ramble if you've got takes.
I do have takes.
Okay.
But
30 for 30, ESPN, last week, they put out a part 1 and a part 2. Let's hit on part 2 next week, as there are some parts of it I need to finish. But for those of you, I don't know, early 30s, mid 30s, late 30s, and even younger if you're just aware, American Gladiators, one of the all-time, I would say, nostalgia television shows. If you're not familiar, the best way to describe it, you've got just the most oversized, roided up men and women competing against everyday Jim Hardo in a random slate of events. I don't know, maybe Guts for adults or Legends of the Hidden Temple
certainly
versus any of those.
Certainly influenced the guts of the world.
100%.
As I watched this, I slowly started to realize, dude, I was a bigger American Gladiators fan than I remembered. Because I knew every single one of the Gladiators, and I even remembered Two Scoops, the infamous contender who won the show 2 or 3 times, and they've gotten the doc and is excellent, by the way. It's a good kid. But this entire thing, I have not watched any of part 2 yet. This entire thing, though, is the John Ferraro Show, the Johnny Ferraro Show. He is the co-founder, more on that in a minute. And dude, just looking at him, his entire bit, his entire aura, that dude's so sketch. He's so sketch.
Step one, he's from Pennsylvania.
In what ways is he sketch?
Step two, he's a Elvis obsessor.
He's a former
He's got
Elvis
that
impersonator. He had the idea. You find out that American Gladiators was a film idea he had. And then he met the union dude from Erie, Dan Carr.
Apache Dan,
as he's known. And he's the one who was like, no, we need to make this like a reality type show. This is before reality TV. Most of the stuff, you're probably not going to be surprised. You're not going to be surprised that there's a lot of bad injuries, that a lot of the gladiators aren't in the best shape. Doesn't shock me that they signed bad contracts and they're kind of getting fucked on royalties and all that. Does surprise me that they had to pay for their own health care. That is so insane to me. It also doesn't surprise me that they were hooking up and partying. Because who would think, a bunch of teed out, swole hot people would just hook up and do drugs and shit.
The show committed a good, I don't want to, maybe 7 to 8 minutes of an hour and 15-minute show dedicated to the banging. And I respect them for that, because they didn't tell you too much. They didn't get gratuitous with it, but they made it very clear. Here's the environment. They were on the road. They were at the peak of their physical state. Men and women in the group. They had a lot of free time in between shows. They had a lot of access to alcohol and other things. And so, of course, there was gladiator on gladiator, gladiator on competitor.
Love that. I wanted to hear more about that.
Gladiator and gladiator.
It's almost
competitor.
It's like when a porn star hooks up with a fan.
Like they just got bored with what was on the bus. Let's figure out, I don't know, what's going on here in Hershey, Pennsylvania. Like they were shooting in California, going back and forth across the country.
More surprising if stuff like that hadn't happened between these folks.
Dylan, you're putting off big didn't watch the doc vibes. I got to tell you.
Pretty sure I thought we talked about covering it next week, actually.
It's okay. We will hit the high notes next week too. But I think that the standout part of this for me is this was done, I believe, originally for Vice. So it's a little bit more, I don't know if you want to say edgy. It's not as fine, like as high tune or high brow as 30 for 30s usually are.
There's not a cool dude with face tats and like a gauge earring, like walking around like the streets of Oslo or whatever.
Yeah, it's not that Vice Sports level, but it's a little bit more like in your face with some of the parts that they're trying to present. It is absolutely delicious when you get to the end of the first part and you realize the director's kind of setting up this grifter who created the show up to kind of not like to expose the hell out of the guy, because this show's put on, you'll notice, with about half of the notable names of the gladiators.
No Nitro.
Only one of the two creators. And I won't spoil all of the like reveals at the end, but if you get into it and you're like, it's cheesy, this guy sucks, what's going on? Why are they sucking this guy's D for 80 minutes? The director is right there with you, and he calls out the bullshit. And the whole second part is about how everything fell apart for American Gladiators.
It certainly seems like he's setting a trap, which I'm very excited to get to. And we can watch part 2, and if it's any good, we can talk about it. But the saddest part, okay, I guess it was the dude. Was it Laser? No, it wasn't Laser. Laser wasn't on there. My dude who was injured, like really badly with a messed up back. That's really sad. But on like, dude, Gemini, who I fucking love, Gemini, aka Michael Horton, when he basically says like, yeah, I was getting kind of sad and like I didn't know if I wanted to do it anymore because I never got to see my kids or my family. And then I talked to Johnny Ferraro, and he said, hey, you're not Michael Horton anymore. You're Gemini. He's like, so I stayed with the Gladiators. Like, oh, okay, cool. Happy ending.
It's like none of these people give a shit about you or your kids or your family.
Yes. That's
go
what
out
he
there and
said.
sign hundreds of autographs. And the guy signed autographs for like 12 straight hours out of like the goodness of his heart.
By the
Everybody else
way,
left.
You're going to get $25K a
Insane.
year.
Mm.
And no royalties, no cut of merch, nothing. No toys.
Mm.
It's sad.
You guys have a favorite event from the show? I like the tennis ball one. The tennis ball guns.
Okay. Yeah, the gauntlet?
Is that what they call it?
I think so. That one was always hilarious to me just because I was obsessed with the tennis ball gun.
You wanted one.
I did want. Yes, I absolutely did. But the one that I forgot about was the Gladiator just stands on a little platform with a big pad, like a pad you would go train
Like
like
a football blocking
D
pad.
lineman with or something. And the contender just gets on a rope, swings from like an elevated platform, and has to kick or knock off the Gladiator. And it just is so stupid and like very, very dangerous, as we come to find out. A lot of injuries on that one. That one was good. But man, I had the little pugil sticks.
Joust.
The joust.
Yeah.
That one was killer, man. And they do a whole story. I think it's Gemini or maybe it's the other dude whose nephew.
Not Gemini. It was the guy from the hood. Can't remember his actual name. Not Blaze. But two Scoops and him went at it. And like they sit there and talk about the fact that like the Gladiator and this guy hated each other and they were choking up on the joust and taking baseball swings at each other's heads. And wow.
The stories of dudes getting concussed and then going right back out there for a show that afternoon. I don't know how we haven't heard more like really bad stories from American Gladiators, like a la wrestling.
I'm eager to finish part 2 because the entire time, like if you watch any wrestling documentary at all about anything from like more than 10 years ago, you're going to hear of suicides, murders, CTE, debilitating injuries. We heard of the CT a little bit. They can call it that. The debilitating injuries we got, the broken homes we got, the drugs we began to talk about. But they left out a lot of like the meaty, gritty stuff that actually happens when you combine all those things. And maybe there are stories we haven't been told yet. I don't necessarily want to see them. The whole time I'm watching, like, please don't let this get worse. And I think it's because Johnny Ferraro's protecting the hell out of his brand and making sure that people don't tell those stories. So we'll see.
And spoiler alert, he bought the life rights to his co-founder. So the co-founder is not allowed to speak on any of this, which is insane.
That was a knife.
I need to know what the number is. Like how much?
I was going to ask, what's the going rate for one's life rights?
Because I want to buy yours, Dillon.
Okay.
That's why we
I
brought
would
you
love
here.
that. I do have a number.
You can't speak.
I will never touch a microphone again for the right number.
You're essentially telling someone like, hey, you have to disappear. Like you could still be out there, but you can't really talk about any of the shit that went down in the 90s.
Life rights is such a broad, like very serious sounding term.
A burner account from here on out forever.
Oh my God.
Like,
The more that we talk through this, I'm kind of stoked for part 2 because I really want to see if they get to the bottom of it. All right. Well, good stuff. Athletic Greens. Speaking of good stuff, I think I speak for everybody on this show when I say that we start our days with AG1 every time. Wake up, walk out to the kitchen, stretch a little bit, maybe crack the back. And I grab my Athletic Greens, 1 scoop into some water, 5 or 6 ounces, shake it up, pound it.
That's how I started my day today, as I do every single day, David.
A lot of people were saying that, this tastes too good. There must be a bunch of sugar in it. Well, guess what? There's not.
Nah.
There's not.
Less than
1 gram.
if I recall.
No
Yeah.
GMOs, no nasty chemicals or artificial anything. So what exactly is AG1? Well, with 1 delicious scoop, you're absorbing 75 high-quality vitamins, minerals, whole food sourced superfoods, probiotics, and adaptogens to help start your day right. The special blend of ingredients supports your gut health, your nervous system, your immune system, energy, recovery, focus, and aging, all the things. KJ, up there, I don't know, man. It takes some getting used to when you move that far north. A little bit cooler. You're probably worried about your immune system a little bit. You've been taking your AG1? You staying healthy?
on the daily, and I would say it's less region, less about the region, more about having two children. One that is wonderfully 1 year old, but she wakes up a lot earlier than most people. Start your day very easily by hitting that AG1. Go on, be dad of the year.
It's a small micro habit with big benefits. It's one thing you can do every single day to take care of yourself. And like, you don't have to take a bunch of different pills. It's just that one scoop. Otherwise, like, you don't want to be I don't like taking 6 different pills, vitamins, and all that. Not fun. Right now, it's time to reclaim your health and arm your immune system with convenient daily nutrition. It's just one scoop in a cup of water every day. That's it. No need for a million different pills and supplements to look out for your health. To make it easy, Athletic Greens is going to give you a free 1 year supply of immune supporting vitamin D and 5 free travel packs with your first purchase. All you have to do is visit athleticgreens.com/bang. Again, that's athleticgreens.com/bang to take ownership over your health and pick up the ultimate daily nutritional insurance. KJ, you dropped Rose in the dock here. So if you want to give us a rundown.
I did. I will hit two.
That's a cool story.
Yeah, two quick hits for me here, both in support of women, because as we all know here on the show, I, more so than my co-hosts to a certain degree, support all female athletes and athletes of any.
I think that's fair. Randy, why are you nodding along? Get out of here. This fucking guy.
Rose Zhang, if you will, won give me the title, basically the national championship for women's golf last week. That's not even the correct name. Turned pro and then won her first LPGA tournament.
In a playoff.
In less than 13 days. In a playoff, no less. 20 years old, out of Southern California. Looks to be more than a force to be reckoned with on the women's golf tour. Expecting big things. Mark me down as being early in on Rose.
We will. That is pretty dope. I mean, your first start, that's really nasty. And I will be completely honest. I was not familiar with her game until our good friends at No Laying Up were all in on her. So I was watching yesterday. I was watching on my phone as my son was watching Paw Patrol. I was watching the playoff.
They were asking me, they're like, who should we be watching, soon here in the LPGA? And I was like, been hearing great things. Rose Zhang out of Stanford, might want to get in on her. So, shouts.
Is it Stanford?
Sure.
You said Southern Cal earlier.
Yes.
No, that's where she's
from Southern
California,
California.
not University of Southern Cal.
Got it.
But sorry for the miscommunication. Definitely Stanford's where she played. And for my additional, definitely not pandering story, breaking news, Oklahoma did make it 51 straight wins in the Women's College World Series tournament. And they will be playing the winners of Florida State or Tennessee.
Congrats, team, man.
They are the most dominant college athletic program going right now. I don't even think it's all that close. They just run through everyone. It's really, really impressive. And this is coming from a Texas fan, obviously, but they are an absolute juggernaut of a softball program. Really impressive.
Okay.
Some might say the only redeeming thing about that Oklahoma athletics department of the last 2 years.
Oh, hey, I didn't say that, guys.
KJ Ellis, everybody.
Wow. That and their gymnastics teams, I will say those.
KJ at washedmedia.com.
I'm a big Oklahoma guy today. I don't know why I'm just shitting down both schools today.
I don't either.
No, I'm here for it.
KJ, I know you're also an AC Milan fan. So how did you take Zlatan Ibrahimovic and his retirement speech?
The man's made a lot of money being a complete asshole. So, I haven't read the speech yet. If you want to bring that to my attention.
I know about this guy just because he's just a next level cocky person.
Mm-hmm.
You hang out with Will DeFries enough, you're going to know about this guy.
I think he's referred to himself as a god previously. Like he's one of those guys.
Big god guy.
Yeah.
Oh.
And so,
he was booed.
He was booed, and he was this is a quote, keep booing, and this is not in English, it had to be translated, I believe. Keep booing, this is the biggest moment in your year, sing me, he said to the fans that were booing him. So not short of confidence.
That's Michael Jordan Hall of Fame speech worthy. Like just going off script just to stunt a little bit. Just, you know what? If they're gonna boo him, fuck it. Go after him. They're free. They're free game.
Get
You
him
can
on
do it.
TV. Maybe we can get him on the pod.
Keep booing. This is your biggest moment in your year seeing me. I think he was speaking Italian, although the name doesn't really lend itself to that. But he was playing in Milan, so that's dope, man. We need more of this. We need more.
I didn't think we'd get him on the pod
antagonizing.
so quickly.
Yeah, man. Is that how he sounds? At least you know more about him than I do.
I don't know how he sounds.
Do an impression of what you think he sounds like.
Ibrahim. That's how you say
He just says his name.
Ibrahim.
You don't mess with the Zlatan.
It is your best time of year seeing me. Again, I've never heard the
probably
man
also
speak,
off.
but he's not American, and he looks like he might sound something like that.
Yeah, we
All
should.
right, let's run it back.
All right.
Let's run it back. The segment during which we talk about what we already talked about. A shorty today. KJ and Dillon are Hat brothers today. Very cool. Dillon has an issue with golf old heads. Dave has a mega man crush on Victor Hovland. Hovland. I don't know how to say it exactly. Dave came up with a foolproof plan to beat the Nuggets. Just let their best player score as much as he wants, basically.
Yep.
Yeah.
Let him eat.
I got an email while we were recording, an update from Parks' first day at camp today. Not having a great time.
Fuck.
Homesick. Says he misses his dad. Not socializing very well. I gotta talk to the little guy after we get him today and see what's going on.
Thought we were gonna get something different. I thought like
I
he was
wish I
like
had better
scoring
news to
goals.
report.
Was
No.
this the Lifetime one?
Yeah.
Oh, I need to hear about this.
And finally, KJ's typing this one in. Oklahoma boys play their sports all wrong.
Ooh,
That's from KJ.
KJ, not making fans north of the Great Red River.
And that concludes today's Run It Back.
Good stuff. All right, KJ, I know you got to go. Next week, we'll do part 2, I think, of American Gladiators and other stuff. Until then,
Bye-bye.
we'll see you.
Bye-bye.
I want my chips with the dip. That's all I know. I don't want my chips plain. I want my chips with the dip. So bring them dips.
When my team wins a big game, it's good. But when my team doesn't win the big game, you better look out, Buster. I'm a loose cannon. This is not good at all.